Good day, everyone. First, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Narendra Aryamehr Reza. My student ID is 2503-01010105. I'm a first semester accounting student in 2025-2026 academic year at Universitas Siber Asia or Asia Cyber University. Today, I am delivering this presentation to fulfill the midterm exam for the English course at Universitas Siber Asia, in which this English course taught by Dr. Evert Haryanto Hilman, SS and Home. So, I will choose. So we are provided with several teams for this midterm exam. For the team itself, for me, I will choose the team about job and responsibility. So, in the course of this presentation, I will explain about what is job and responsibility and what kind of job that I have at the moment, what are my main responsibilities, some documents and also some regulations that is related with my profession. Okay, so now let me explain a little bit about the team. Job is the work that we do. So almost every day, yeah. I think most people do it almost every day. Some of us here, I'm talking about the Indonesian context, some of us here in Indonesia, we work for 5 times a week. Some also work for 6 days a week. But most of us, we need to do the work because we need to earn a living. About responsibilities, so responsibilities are the obligations that we need to do carefully and correctly. So why I choose this team? Because it's very close to my daily life. I mean, currently I'm not only a student. I'm also working full time. So by choosing this team, I hope that I can connect the team closely with all the lessons related to this team that we already learned in our class, with how the real situations in my workplaces. Okay, so now let me move on with my job itself. So currently I'm working at the Public Appraisal Service Office, or in Indonesian we call it Kantor Jasa Penilai Publik or KJPP, in which my office located in Bandung. So as the name of the office might already suggest, as a public appraisal service office, we allowed to provide property valuation services. But what is actually property valuation itself? So I would say by definition that property valuation is a process of giving the written opinion on economic value of a property at a certain date based on valuation standard, Indonesian valuation standards and other related regulations. So a public appraisal service office or KJPP is a professional partnership that has a business license issued by the Ministry of Finance, which allow them to officially provide valuation services. Okay, so I would like to move on or to continue on with explaining about the standards that any valuers in Indonesia use for the practices. So here, as you can see in my hand, I'm holding a book. This book is called Indonesian Valuation Standards Book, or in Indonesia, or in Indonesian we call it Standard Penilaian Indonesia or SPI. So this SPI book, issued by the Indonesian Assessment Standard Committee or KPSPI, which is under the Indonesian Society of Appraisers or MAPI. This book is our main guidelines for valuation practices, for professional ethics as a valuer in Indonesia. So we at all time we have to follow KEPI, or the Code of Ethics, and SPI whenever we do any kind of valuations, and whenever we have to write all valuation reports. Okay, so now I would like to continue on with showing you some of the regulations that bound us, and also some of the, oh, not some, I'm sorry, also one kind of file, or we call it a working paper that we use in Excel, Microsoft Excel. That it's like our main working sheets. So okay. Now as you can probably see at the screen, you will see one example of a regulation from the Ministry of Finance about public appraisers. So this kind of regulation explains who can become a public appraiser, how they receive their license, and it also states that public appraisers must follow KEPI and SPI when they provide valuation services. And here you can also see another regulation. This is from another institution, not from the Ministry of Finance, but now it's regulation from the Financial Services Authority of Indonesia, or OJK. So for example, this one, OJK regulation number 28, POJK 04/2021. This is rules for property valuation and for presenting property valuation reports in the capital market. So this, for example, these OJK regulations, these regulations are important when our reports are used, for instance, by banks, listed companies, or other institutions under OJK supervision. So let's now turn to one of the tools that I use in my daily job. As you can see on the screen, this is an Excel working paper for a property valuation. This example is only a dummy file because as valuers, we must keep our clients' data confidential according to our code of ethics and professional standards. This table here shows some typical parts of a valuation working paper. So for example, this column is to provide data about the property itself, the property that we value, and then this working sheets, for example, shows about the market comparables, and also there's a resume sheets which shows the indicated value after some calculations has been done. And then I use this kind of working paper to check the data, the formulas, and the final conclusions before a report is issued. Okay, now I would like to move on or to continue on with explaining about my main responsibilities in my office. In my office, I work as operational director for the Bandung branch. So as operational director, I am responsible for the daily operations of the office. I supervise several departments such as marketing department, the administration department, the surveyor department, and also the valuation department. So while you are watching the video about our office room, you can see there's an administration area, there's a surveyor area. So every single day, the heads of these departments have to send the reports to me to report about their works, about the progress of its valuation projects, and I use the reports to manage workloads, to monitor deadlines, to prepare decisions for our operations. and usually in discussion with the public appraisers who leads this office. Okay, so besides being operational director, I also have another roles in this office. My other roles is as reviewer for the failures and reports. So as a reviewer, my main responsibilities is about the quality control. Now, so my main work as a reviewer, so to speak, is about checking the quality or the results of the works being done by the valuation departments and also the surveyor departments. So each and every day I will receive these results from those departments, like the working papers in Excel and also the draft reports of the valuation reports. I have to check whether the methods that they are using is already appropriate. Also, I have to check whether the numbers are consistent. I have to also check whether the methods that they are using is already followed the Indonesian valuation standards or follow the regulations like from the Ministry of Finance and OJK, as I have showed before. So if I find mistakes in the process, if I find mistakes or some missing informations, for instance, then I will give it back to them, to the valuation department, and or give it back to the surveyor department and ask them to revise their work. So as a reviewer, my main goal is, of course, to try to reduce the errors as much as possible before the reports being sent to the client. Okay, so I could say that this combination of roles gives me a lot of responsibilities, but it also helps me grow. So I learn to be more disciplined, I learn to be more careful with data, for instance, and also learn to be more confident whenever I have to make decisions. And also, it also helped me a lot with my study in accounting, because I see that valuation and finance are connected in real business situations. Okay, so to sum up, I've explained the theme of job and responsibilities. I have explained about the reason why I chose this topic. I have explained about the job I have in a public appraisal service office. I have explained about my responsibilities as an operational director and reviewer in this public appraisal service office. I also explained about some key documents and some regulations some key documents that I use in my line of work, and also some regulations that are bound for the valuation services. So I think it's about all that I want to present today for the midterm exam. So I would like to say thank you very much for all of your time and attention. Warm regards and goodbye.